you all, it is Dream from Where the Yocals Grow. As you can see, I am sitting in the house, and that's because in today's video we are going to be going over this survival garden seed haul. We're also going to talk about the seeds that I'm going to start in June. I'm going to direct sow into the summer garden, and what seeds I'm starting in June for the upcoming fall season for vegetables. So if you are new here, welcome, and if you are returning, I am so glad to see you again. Okay, y'all, get yourself a cup of coffee, a glass of iced tea, soda, whatever it is you drink, and sit down, and we're going to start talking about seeds, and we're going to start with my survival garden seed haul. I first found this company in 2020 when all of us were looking for seeds and they were really hard to find, and I wanted a particular paste tomato, and that was a San Marzano tomato, and you couldn't find those seeds anywhere. So I got on Amazon and I did a search for San Marzano, and the first company that popped up was Survival Garden Seeds. Here I am 3 years later using the same packet, because there was a lot of seeds in that packet, and I'm still getting 100% germination. And they are an American family-owned small business, and they guarantee that their open pollinator heirloom seeds will germinate. And I can testify 3 years later I had 100% germination, and those are all the San Marzano and Roma tomatoes that I have in my garden right now. So let's get started with this haul first, and then we'll go into the seeds that I'll be planting, direct sowing, and what seeds I'll be starting for the fall. So the first one I have here, which is my absolute favorite bean, and that is Royal Burgundy. This is my favorite bean to eat. I absolutely love this bean. And then of course we're going to be planting carrots. Now we're not going to plant the whole thing. We're going to succession sow. So we'll be doing 16 of each carrot in one row, and then we'll wait 2 weeks and we'll do it again. And then we'll wait 2 weeks and we'll do it one more, and that'll give us into the fall. So we have Imperator carrot. I think that's how you say that. Imperator carrot, yep. We have Shanty Royal, Tender Sweet, Little Fingers, Danvers, and Scarlet Nantes. And then cucumbers, one of these cucumbers I needed, which is the second one after this one, but this other one, because y'all know I do a container series, and I've already started these seeds, and they'll be in a different video after this one, but they're called the Space Saver, and they are an heirloom seed, and I know for some of you that is really important. Now of course all of these seeds are non-GMO, and for those of you who don't know, all seed packets that we get like this will always be non-GMO. It is against the law, it is against the law for any company that puts out seeds in packets that sells them to us, the general population, to sell us GMO. You have to be a commercial grower to get GMO seeds. That's just the way it is. So this one is for those of you who are in small spaces, or you only can do a container garden, and it is called a Space Master cucumber. And then of course this one was for me. This is my favorite cucumber, straight 8s. Then we got, now when I bought these beets, these came in a packet for 10 bucks. I got 4 packets for $9.95. So you figure just a little less than $2 a packet. So this is the Cylindra. Again, those of you in small spaces or container gardens, these are the perfect beets. If you like beets, they grow long versus bulbous, and you can put them in containers or a smaller growing space. Ruby Queens, Detroit Red, and for those of you who don't like beets because they taste earthy, the Detroit Golden, which is it's a yellow beet, has less of an earthy taste to it. My favorite thing to do with beets is either to roast them, but more importantly, I love them pickled, just like I do my bread and butter pickles. Okay, so here, and I'm gonna mess up this name and this cabbage, and you feel free to correct me down in the comments. I call it a Napa cabbage, but its name on here is Mychilia or Mychilia. Golden Acre. And then we have Snowball Cauliflower. I have Green Sprouting Broccoli. And then I also have Utah Celery. I bought some radish. I bought a pack of 4 different radishes. Again, For those of you in small spaces with containers, French radish is long versus bulbous. You can grow, well, most radishes are small, but you can grow these in containers. It's like 21 days to get this. Champion radish. And then I'm also going to be growing American purple top rutabaga. Love this in soups and mashed. And then turnips, purple top turnips. And then for peas, I got Oregon sugar pod and sugar daddy snap peas. Those will be my peas later on in the fall. Okay, let's go over what I'm going to be direct sowing into my summer 2023 garden that you should be starting in June. I am in zone 8A, and my first expected frost date, I believe, is November 19th, November 20th. So some of these things I got to get started, and it's just better that I do. Some of them are summer, you know. And again, some of these I've already started by seed. It's in a different video after this one. I've already started by seed in container, pumpkins, melons, and cucumbers. So those are sitting in my greenhouse, and we'll be sending those out to the garden this weekend. And then I will be direct sowing many variety of beans. I have jade beans, I have the yellow wax beans, I have the purple burgundy beans, I have black beans, and pinto beans. And I believe, well, until my corn gets up a little further in the garden, then I'll be planting the Kentucky Wonder bean. But until that happens, that's going to be a little while. I'm also going to be putting bunching onions just to kind of help with pests around the bottom of my tomatoes. I started butternut squash from seed in containers. That's out in the greenhouse. You already saw me start some of the corn in the little containers. That'll be going out into big containers. Plus we'll be starting more container corn, and that's because some of the seeds that I had didn't germinate at all. They were the ones that were the 63-day. I can't remember what it was right now. I'll put it up on the screen for you. But like one seed in both pots. That was the only thing that germinated. So I got some more seeds and put those into the garden, and they didn't germinate. So I just decided to plant a different variety of corn. I will also be direct sowing parsnips, sunflowers, and some zinnia seeds, borage seeds, and marigold seeds. I'll be starting those. And then I will also be putting my sweet potatoes. Now I'm about 2 weeks late getting those sweet potatoes into their containers, but they'll be fine. It's a 90 to 100 days before you have sweet potatoes. And if you're in Texas, if you're in north central Texas where I am, you know that we've already been told we're gonna have a mild June, which means it's gonna be hotter than you know what in July, August, and September. So we will have plenty of time for those sweet potatoes. Okay, now that we got through what we're direct sowing for this summer garden, let's talk about what we're gonna start now. For those of you who are curious, I am in zone 8A, and again, my first expected frost date is November 19th, November 20th. Most of these plants, if you're starting them indoors and you're not going out to buy them, you know, as starts, need to be started 10 to 12 weeks before they're supposed to go in the ground. So it is June, today is June 2nd, and most of these should be planted between June 3rd and June 16th to hit that 10 to 12 week time frame to get them in the ground. Now, if you are in Texas, you know they're telling us we're going to have a mild June, which indicates to most of us in Texas that July, August, and September and into October is probably going to be extremely warm. So we have plenty of growing time to get these things done. The biggest, you know, issues that we face with getting our stuff early in the ground is definitely the pests. So sorry, my phone going off. Definitely the pests are the biggest issue in heat. So shade and companion planting and using the shade cloths and the shade, you know, the garden nets to keep pests off is a must. So let's talk about what I'm going to be starting. We're going to talk about celery first. I'm going to be starting Utah celery, And then I had such great success with this in the spring, I'm going to try for it again for the fall, and that is the pink plum celery. Okay, broccolis. Now, I don't like big-headed broccolis. If you like them, that's great. I prefer broccoli raw or the green sprouting broccoli with the smaller heads. That's just what I like because I love grilling my broccoli. This one is the Bell Star broccoli. And then I have two different kinds. I guess that would be considered a broccoli raw, but I have broccoli raw, and then I also have that green sprouting broccoli. And then for cauliflowers, I'll put a picture of this one up on the screen. This is called the Flame Star Hybrid, and I absolutely love growing these, especially in my fall garden. They also have one that is purple that I'm going to be doing, but this one, even though it says it's yellow, when you see it, when it gets big, it's kind of like a yellowy orange, and it's just stunning in the garden. And that's the Flame Star Hybrid. And then I also have the purple Sicily, and then of course the snowball cauliflower. And then this is a broccoli, but to me it looks more like a cauliflower. I do not grow this one to eat. For those of you who've been around a while, you know that I grow it to put it in my containers for my fall container arrangements, and that's Romanesco. So I have 4 cabbages, and so I'm going to be doing the golden acre. I have the red acre somewhere too, but I don't know what I've done with it. This is called the Copenhagen. This one's called the Copenhagen, and of course that Napa cabbage. I'm going to be doing that one. And then my favorite thing to grow now in the fall and in early spring is kohlrabi. And I'm going to be doing, it's called a delicacy white kohlrabi. And this one's called the Early Purple Vienna kohlrabi. And then I also have a white Vienna that I'm going to be growing as well. Again, if you're new, consider subscribing if you want to see the journey of these seeds. If you'd like to see me planting up these seeds in another video, let me know that down in the comments as well. And if you're planning anything else that you think I might be interested in planting for the fall, let me know that down in the comments as well. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I truly appreciate your time and for being here with me. Until I see you in the next video, you all take care of yourselves, you keep your heads up, and more importantly, you keep growing. Bye-bye, y'all.